Thank you for being on. Appreciate you. Got a little bit of a weird setup today. Once again, I'm probably a little crooked, but hopefully you can see me. My face is all up, right up in you guys' grill on YouTube, but hopefully you can see me all right. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of mine heart be acceptable in Yahweh's sight. He is our strength and our redeemer, and it is in his name, which is his authority, that we pray, praise, proclaim, project, and protect today's message. Aman. Barakalat Sham Yahweh. Nai Kofi, head of the Servants of Christ. Shalom. Hello, everybody. I am Pastor Kofi, Pastor Servants of Christ, where we are always changing lives one mind at a time, of being a voice of the voiceless and speaking the unspoken. As I was saying, I do not have too much time today to go over the different stuff, but what I would like to be able to do is just kind of hit something real quick, and got to get on the road and get ready for tomorrow. And I've got to be on the road early, so pray for us. Hopefully we'll be where we need to be by 8, so that at about 9:30 we can go ahead and start getting ready to support the group that we've come to help out in the community. And hopefully we'll see some of you in the DMV and in Baltimore area if you could make it. We put the information out. We also put the information out on Facebook as well. If you need further information, if you're in the DMV or if you're in Baltimore, if you're somewhere in between or somewhere around, if you want to come visit, let us know. And we'll try to get you the information sometime early in the rising. Outside of that, we're going to be pretty busy. We hope to be able to break bread with some of you right after. We'll be doing stuff from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then those of you who are coming, maybe we can break bread at 2 p.m. We thank you. But Shalom, family. How's everybody doing? How you doing, MIT Jenny? How you doing, Minister Shante? How you doing, Sister Joy? How you doing? Oh, my wife is on. Once again, we give all honor and praise to the Most High. We give all praise and honor to him. For my wife, the Honorable Maya, who lives a life that's able to be honored. You can check her out on TikTok, YouTube, her website, and Pinterest at Bloom and Flourish, not A-N-D, the letter N, Bloom and Flourish. She is a healer, herbalist, chemist, and biologist by degree. How you doing, Minister Stephen? How you doing? Is it Lit Candle, L-I-T Candle? Sister Betty, I apologize. I'm not sure how much I can scroll because of my setup, but I'm going to try. How you doing, Sister Nadine? How you doing, Isha? Thank you for the love. How you doing, Sahara? How you doing, Carla? Sister Nadine, Iska, everybody, Big Brother Thomas. If I miss your name, charge it to my head, not to my heart. I think I see Kira on there. Everybody, thank you for being on. We appreciate you so very much. Can you guys hear me all right? Hopefully you can hear me. How you doing, Sister Monica? I am outside. A lot of traffic going on behind me. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I can barely hear myself, but as long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. How you doing, Sister Akita? How you doing, Miss Purple? How you doing, Sister Monica? If I didn't say so already, Lottie Dottie, everybody, appreciate you. You can hear me clear on TikTok. On YouTube, on TikTok. All right, cool. Tonight, real quick, we don't have that much time for tonight, so I'm gonna try and be finished by about 8:35 my time. I got about 8:21, so we don't have that much message. But prayerfully, this will be something that you can hang on to, and will bless you tonight. Tonight, if you need a theme, we're gonna talk about this hits different. This hits different, right? What do we mean? The enemy is used to the same old with us. We're doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And so you sitting up here and you in this boxing match, but all you got is a jab. You in this fight for life, so to speak, and nobody respects you because you keep hitting the same way, right? Our men and our women don't operate in unity. Our camps and our congregations and our assemblies don't seem to love one another. You have all these churches on the same street, but ain't nothing getting done. But everybody else has already decided that you're going to be defeated because you keep doing the same thing, right? To have your enemies keep getting the same result, which is wins over and over again, right? We've been so worried about being right that we haven't realized that we're not righteous. And so the stuff that we do, it hits the same. It's the same hit. It's the same thing. But how do you hit different? What hits different in the spirit? What should hit different in our culture? What should hit different in our diaspora? Well, allow me to be able to remind you of some things. Start being husbands and wives again and see what hits different. You catch what I'm saying? Start being husbands and wives again and see if people respect you for being husbands and wives. That hits different. How you doing, spiritual prospect? Start loving each other and supporting each other's businesses. See, not supporting each other's businesses is getting you in the same place. Not making sure that your dollar is circulating so much that it stays in your community, not just a couple of days, but a couple of weeks. It hits different, right? We are doing the same thing, getting the same result. I would suggest to you that it's time to do some things that hit different. It's time for you to be able to do some things that allow people to see you in a different light. It's time for you to stand up for righteousness in a manner that you've never stood up before. Matter of fact, in that regard, technically, every day should hit different. Oh my greatness. Come on. Every day I should get better. Every day somebody should see something in me and say, you know what, you were a little better today than you were yesterday. Somebody should say, the way that you handle yourself, it hits different, right? I'm not trying to do the same thing. I'm not trying to be a one-hit wonder. Am I saying that we can't preach the same message, or if Yah says preach, the same thing, or if he says preach something similar to what he's been talking about, am I saying that we shouldn't preach it? No, but what I'm saying is it's time to do something a little different, right? It's time to do something a little different. Hold on 1 second for me, guys. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. We'll add 1 or 2 more minutes. I'm sitting here. It's starting to rain and pick up raining. I want to make sure that I'm not damaging the device. And then it's going to really hit different when I can't use the device. Praise Yah. So make sure I'm a great steward over what Yah has given me. I'm not going to be out here tempting fate. But so we'll add maybe 1 more minute, maybe 2 more minutes, but we'll be done no later than 8:36, 8:37. All right. But we want to do some stuff that hits different. We want to do some stuff that hits different. We want to do some stuff that allows us to be able to move different. Do you move the same as everybody else in your family? Is there any difference from you in the world? Right? Does it hit different when you walk into a room? Does everybody say there's a difference just because you walked into the room? Because there should be a difference. Everybody, see, some people want to make you feel bad because it's a difference. But there should be a difference. This should hit different. Everybody wants to make you feel bad or look bad or say all these different things. But when I show up, I should show up and things should change. Righteousness has entered the room when I've entered the room. Love has entered the room when I've entered the room. Kindness has entered the room when I've entered the room. My gift and my calling, and nobody carries my gift like I carry it, because you might have the same gift, but you don't have it in the same dialect. In other words, when I show up, it should hit different. You might be somebody who teaches, but you can't teach like me, which means that when you show up, everybody should be astonished at the charisma, at the charisma, at the grace that shows up in the room when you show up. But when I show up, I'm not intimidated, nor do I covet it, because what's mine is mine, given to me by the Most High. Really, that's not even technically mine. It belongs to him. Right? It's time for us to start saying and start realizing that Yah has called us, created us, and has commanded us, and therefore has demanded us and will reprimand us if we decide that we will not make sure that our gift shows up. This thing should hit different. Do you hear what I'm saying? You should hit different. You should be a different. You should be a different style. You should be a different type of individual. You should be a different type of honorable. You should be a different type of manifestation. Nobody should have ever seen anything quite like you. You should be confusing to people because you should be peculiar. See, a peculiar people, a peculiar nation, they should hit different than everybody else. Do you hear what I'm saying? A peculiar people, a peculiar nation, they should not be like everybody else. They should not necessarily walk like everybody else. They should not necessarily talk like everybody else. They should not eat the way that everybody else does. They should not pray. They should not worship the way that everybody else does, because they are peculiar. They hit different. They hit different. You ever heard the new term? Thank y'all for the love. Appreciate you. Ever heard when people be talking about, oh, that slaps, right? They're saying that's different. When you go out there, the words that you speak, the mannerism that you have. See, watch this. We live in a society today where modesty hits different. Do you know that there's a brother out there that hasn't seen modesty, and when he sees you be modest, you will be more attractive to the girl that's just showing everything? It hits different. Come on, somebody. It hits different. Do you not realize that there's a woman out there who has never had the true protection and affection of a kingdom husband, of a kingdom man, of a kingdom brother? And when you show her that type of love and respect, she'll never have seen it before. And so even if you ain't got the car and the credit score and the clothing, but you see that you have a vision and a mission to come from the Most High, it's going to hit different. You're so busy trying to be like the world, not realizing that you're supposed to be different. Talking about all the girls in high school. I used to say some of that stuff, and this is chump talk. And I'll be honest with you, this is chump talk. Oh, all the girls, they just want all the guys that are bad boys and this and that or whatever. Man, You better go ahead somewhere, because all the bad boys, they grow up and they can't keep the girls, because even if the girls like them, they end up in prison, they end up in jail, they end up in poverty, they end up poor, they end up with no vision, they end up not taking care of their children. Are you trying to be in the same category? Of course not, because you're supposed to be different. If you're gonna walk, this walk hit different. If you're gonna talk this talk, it hits different. David's not remembered for being the same as everybody else. Everybody else saw Goliath and they stood still. David was the one that was a shepherd boy, that was the eighth of seven brothers. I'm sorry, the eighth of 8 brothers that didn't want to go ahead and make sure that, or nobody want to show him love. His own father didn't even recognize the king in him, right? And even though his own father didn't recognize the king in him, didn't recognize what should have been established in him, didn't even support within him, what happened? He still made sure that he hit different. And he was all right with being a shepherd. And he's all right with using his own stuff. Matter of fact, the king said, go ahead, put my armor on so that you can value what everybody else values. He said, look, this is nice, this is valuable for you, but I'm not called for this armor. I'm called to put on the full armor of Yah. Let me take off your armor. Let me settle for 5 smooth stones, and let me use my weapon of choice, a slingshot. And I'll take down the giant that all of you were afraid of. Why? Because when I hit the giant, it's going to hit different. Oh, my greatness. Come on, somebody. When I hit the giant, it's about to hit different. He's about to fall from this one. They all were so afraid and everything. All I need is one shot, because I hit different. Come on, David out there. Come on, shepherd boy. Come on, king. Come on, royalty, who has been called to be royal, and yet nobody realizes the king in you, and you see somebody else wearing the armor, and you see everybody else getting the attention. And then when you hit different and you start doing what you're supposed to do, and now tens of thousands fall, while the person who supposedly has your position is only getting rid of thousands. Now they're coming after you. Why? Because you hit different. Keep on hitting. Keep on hitting. This is not a one hit wonder. Every day I hit different. Every day I need to be greater. Every day I need to swing for the fences. Every day I need to hit about 5 home runs. Every day when you're practicing basketball, you want to be the greatest. You're not talking about 1,000 shots a day. You put up 5,000, 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 shots a day. Why? You put it up because somebody else out there is putting up 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 minimum. You know, Kobe Bryant used to go in and he'd be like, oh man, you know what, y'all go ahead and he picked people up from the airport. He picked Allen Iverson up from the airport. Allen Iverson, notorious partier. He wouldn't really practice, as much as what people thought he should, but he just had a gift. So he'd get away with not touching the basketball. He'd go all summer long. He'd show up in LA. He'd be like, Kobe, pick me up. I want to go to the club. Kobe pick him up at the airport, and Kobe would bring him to the club, and Allen Iverson would be ready to go inside, and he'd say, oh, you coming in? He'd be like, no, man, I'm not coming into the club. He said, I got to go practice. He said, I gotta go practice. I gotta be better. I hit different, even in my workout regimen. See, you see the game and you see me score a lot of points, and you say, why does he score different? I score different because I practice different. How is it that I win all these championships? I win the championships. I'm considered to be one of the greatest closers because I was already practicing when I was on the bench, and y'all didn't even care about who I was coming out of high school and thought that I had failed when I couldn't even make the shots I was supposed to make. But I have a different mentality. While all of you were saying, I don't know who this person is, but apparently he's not who he's supposed to be. He's going to be a letdown. Maybe he's going to be a bust. While all of y'all were saying that, I was thinking different. You hear what I'm saying? While all of you were saying whatever you had to say, I was thinking different. My life is different. My mindset is different. My mentality is different. My love is different. My honor is different. My heart is different. My passion is different. What's the difference between myself and the preacher who's better than me? But right, the preacher that's better than me, who should have this platform, the preacher that's better than me, they don't develop their gift. They don't put anything out. They make every excuse to say why they shouldn't be different. There's got to be something in you. What are you called to do that you don't even put a different level of practice into? What is it that you're supposed to do that you don't even put the same level of attention into? What is that skill that you possess that Jehovah has given you that nobody else can do like you, and yet you don't practice it? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. People try to use this against him now. They say all he had was a sky hook back in the day. Nobody be able to do this as a blah blah blah, this and that or whatever. I'm here to tell you that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he had a lot of different weapons. He might have the greatest resume, not be the greatest player, but he might have the greatest resume as far as being the greatest of all time, as far as high school, college, NBA, all that stuff. Yet, you know what makes Kareem one of the greatest is that he said, I got a shot here that will make it to where nobody can stop it. It's called the sky hook. I'm already 7 foot plus. I'm going to put the ball, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to put the ball up here, and I'm going to jump up. And when I put the ball up here and I jump for the shot, matter of fact, I'm even doing it wrong. He put up the opposite leg. He practiced putting up a leg that doesn't even make sense so he could block you. He put his arm up. You can't get past it or else you got to foul him. And then he jumps up. He's already 7'1", 7'2", whatever it was. And now here you are, no matter how athletic, there's only one or two people that ever even blocked or got close to touching the sky hook. He said that I'm going to develop something to where my gift, who I am, being a 7-footer, it already means that you can't even work, you can't even bother me. You can't even really deal with me. Most of y'all are not even on my level, but he said I'm going to develop something that's going to be so great that nobody will be able to touch it. I'm going to develop something so great that nobody will be able to touch it. I'm going to develop it so great that even when I'm getting close to 38, 39, 40 years old, everybody's telling me to retire. I'm not scoring the same amount of points as I used to, but guess what? When the game's on the line, Magic Johnson, see, this is the part that they don't tell you about Kareem, especially if you ain't grow up watching him. Magic Johnson comes down the court. He tells everybody, get out the way. He says, captain, that's what they called him, captain, get down on the block. I'm passing you the ball. As soon as I pass you the ball, everybody leave him alone because we know that he's got a shot that nobody can stop. And sure enough, as much glory as everybody else got, Kareem's going to win the game. That's the way it works. No matter how much glory everybody else gets, Kareem going to win the game. Why? Because he practiced something and put himself in a position to where he had a skill, he had something that hit different. Nobody can deal with different. Everybody want to talk about being the same, but ain't nobody hitting different. Nobody even knows how to practice for different. Yah has given you something that the enemy doesn't even know how to practice for. That the people out there trying to mess with you, they don't even know how to get rid of. They don't even know how to be in, to come against it correctly because it hits so different. As my time closes, I said I wouldn't go any further than this. I just want to remind you, this should hit different. This calling that you have should hit different. Don't allow somebody to take who you are away from you. This thing hits different. And be excited and be all right and be courageous enough to say it's all right for me to be different. You designed to be different. That calling, that gifting is different. It's supposed to be. I'm out. All right. Appreciate y'all. Got to get on the road. Hopefully we'll see you guys in the DMV area. Hopefully we'll in Baltimore area. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in person. And hopefully we'll be able to go get something to eat around 2 p.m. Once again, if you're coming and getting something to eat, I'm not in a position to be able to take care of the meal. If you do need help with gas money or something like that, or if you do need help and assistance getting there, let us know. I haven't really heard back from too many people, so prayerfully we'll be able to at least see a couple of y'all tomorrow. We gave out the information via text, at least the DC, DMV, and Maryland folks that I just kind of had on top of my head. I'll try to double check once I get home and make sure that we send out some more information. We did put it out on Facebook as well. If you need to go ahead and text us or contact us to get more information, let us know. But thank you so much. If you use Saturday as your Shabbat Shalom to you. We thank you so much. We honor you. And we'll talk to you soon. Once again, we give all praise and honor to the Most High. We give all praise and honor to him for my wife, the Honorable Maya, who doesn't like to able to be honored. You can check her out as always on TikTok, YouTube, her website, and Pinterest at Bloom and Flourish. Not A-N-D, the letter N. Bloom and Flourish. She is a healer, herbalist, chemist, and biologist by degree. We thank you so much. Y'all be safe out there. We'll do the same. Pray for us. We'll pray for you. Please keep Minister Yasav and his family in prayer right now. And we thank you all again for your presence. As always, this has been Pastor Kofi, Pastor Servant of Christ, where we are always changing lives one mind at a time, of being a voice of the voiceless and speaking the unspoken, until I have the great privilege, opportunity, and responsibility of being in front of you all again. Please remember, as always, that you are loved, you're necessary, you are majestic, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and you, which is all of us working together, will be the reason why people who are in this system no longer have to be up it. Shabbat Shalom, family. Take care. Peace.